I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi. This is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi. I'm going to do a movie notes video for my movie watch this week. Today is Wednesday, 17 January 2024. I'm going through my videos and my movie watches a little ahead of schedule, like as in faster than I thought. And so I've decided to do movie notes for a video published on 21 December 2023. They uploaded it, I started watching it and then stopped, and then they deleted it, and then they published it again. And I've watched it, this is like all the way through. I think this is like time number 6. So this is my 17 January 2024 viewing of Együtt, but I think the 2 dots that are slanted are the deeper vowel sound, so I think it's Hungarian. Egyenesen az EB-RE, which is usually, per my writing and publishing experience, it's like a championships kind of denotation. And then there's a little Hungarian flag, and I'll show you on YouTube. I have it set up at 00, so before any of the images in the video plays, so no copyright infringement. I'm not clipping from the video, I just want to show you where it's at and the URL. So on YouTube, it's, let's see if I go, no it doesn't, okay, sorry, oh, I got a dirty computer screen, I apologize. But there's spontaneous viewing. See, look how dirty it is. Anyway, point being, so it's an hour and 16 minutes. Here's the name of the film. Here's the YouTube channel. I liked it. That was the first time through. And then, let me see. I'll get you the URL. I will link to it in my video description as well. Here's the URL. If you don't want to click on the link, there it is. Sorry. There we go. Okay. And yeah, and there's the title. And is it zoomed out? It's zoomed out enough. So I watched this back on the first time all the way through on the day it came out, and I've watched it a number of times since then. And the first time I watched it was very magical, and I am very proud of myself. I did the viewing right this time. I had the same magic as the first time I viewed it. And it's been kind of a lot of learning in between, and there's still learning going on when I view it, but yeah. So I'd say my first impression when I watched it was, wow, that's a movie, and it's on YouTube. And so, like, per my movie notes on this YouTube channel, she'll link to that video, playlist for my movie notes. I would say when watching this video, the feel of the movie for me, keeping in mind I come from a like geophysics, mathematics, geology background, the feel of this movie for me is similar to the 2014 film Interstellar, only I think this movie is better. Okay, so like when I'm watching it, some of the feelings and like the overall feel of the movie actually for me rhymes with the movie Interstellar, that has like Anne Hathaway and Matthew McConaughey and Jessica Chastain, you know, okay. So Matt Damon. It is very well done. The audio is really on point, and it's how they filmed, and that the people in this video, so what's this about? It's like not very helpful, right? If you've been watching this channel, then the term Együtt and Magyar Labdarúgó Szövetség is not new, but if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's the Hungarian Football Association. It's the Hungarian National Football Team, and this was kind of a 2023 tournament qualifiers kind of summary. So it's about the men of the Hungarian National Football Team, the men's team, and It follows them through their different matches or games, whatever you want to call a soccer game, the football game, soccer, depending on where you are in the world, from location to location, to match to match, to game to game. And I would say in watching it from a purely professional, like, background where, you know, I used to sit in a lab for hours on end, wrapping rocks in parafilm, and lying and trying to sleep on the floor of a laboratory, experimental petrology laboratory, monitoring my oxygen fugacity for my experiment that lasted overnight, where I didn't really talk to people. I simply searched dead things and grew crystals and stuff like that. Okay, this is coming from like that. So if I come across as standoffish or kind of harsh in my evaluation, I apologize. I also started teaching when I was 13 years old, even just as a teacher's assistant, you know, kind of thing. So I'm not unfamiliar with people. I was a swim instructor. I was a lifeguard. Yeah, I did that for a long time. I taught, you know, helped teach, been a TA for a 300-person class on oceanography, that kind of stuff. So people are not unfamiliar to me either, but I also have that base of, I wrapped rocks in film, like wax film, okay, for hours on end. So these people are very professional, and the filming did an outstanding job of not taking that away from the people in their interview environments. A lot of people kind of clam up in professional settings. Not always, but kind of when an authority presents themselves, they might have difficulty speaking in that power differential. And making a video like this, it's nonfiction, but it's also kind of documentary. So there's like footage of them playing, footage of them practicing, interviews to kind of weave the story together. And so as a cohort, I would say that I, in my personal experience, have not met a group of people that are that well tempered in actually discussing their professional endeavors in like a video or even just interview or group setting. So I would say in that, and I'm getting on that on a movie level, because that's not just the people involved, like as in the athletes and the coaches, it's also the trainers, right? That the athletes feel comfortable enough in front of those trainers to be themselves and to talk openly and be approachable, but also in front of cameras in the camera crew, right? So there was trust, and the trust between everybody involved at the different levels comes through in the video, the movie itself. I did, because it is Hungary, so the flag of Hungary is red, white, and green. So I did dress up for this video, before I forget. And then content-wise, it's interesting. There's Willie Orban, the famous man on the Hungarian national team with a pet deer. And I was watching it, and he came on for his first interview in here, and it's like, oh man, that deer is so famous by now. Okay, this is stuff that happened back in, you know, 2023, and that deer and him are just world renowned by now. And yes, so there, I guess a couple of, so there's that, and then I have a couple of oddity notes. One is when I was living in California, I used to have these nightmares. And then what became really weird is I would go out like exploring, adventuring in California, and the setting of my nightmare, not the like contents, the events of the nightmare, but the setting in which the events unfolded in my like having a nightmare state. I started to find some of those places in physical reality, and I was like, do we want to go out on that pier? And I was like, no. In my nightmare, the pier sinks, right? And so I started encountering real places that I had nightmares about before I ever made it to the physical place. And there are two places in this movie that one place I had nightmares about back in like 2020, and then another place I had nightmares about maybe back in 2022, and they're both in this movie, and like it's really weird. And I'm like, is that from my physical reality? Is that a way I know it's actually nonfiction? Right, that it's a documentary and the video footage hasn't been tampered with. Right. So there, as a writer and a biographer, that did enter a little bit was do nightmares happen sometimes just to verify that this place is real and in that sense exists and in that sense is nonfiction. Okay, so that was one, right? When I'm seeing something, there's a, is this nonfiction? So there's that. What was the second? Oh, it's not an, well, it is an oddity, but it's the first movie I've ever seen, and I don't know quite how to phrase this, so I'm gonna try, where I saw the events of the movie, like, so I've been watching the Hungarian press, some of the channels here on YouTube, and watched interviews and clips and press conferences and stuff, and I was like, woo, something big happened, you know, and then they put out this movie at the end of the year, and I was just kind of like, oh, do I know what happened though? And so I have 9 years of competition experience in soccer, and so it's been relearning the sport, then also watching this stuff as it comes out in the interviews and the clips and stuff, and then watching the movie, like this big movie, and being like, I don't think ever in my life, like, I've seen the things and then I get to watch the movie and the movie is about the things that I've been watching. Like, I've never been that tuned into the right thing. I've seen a bunch of documentaries, but I haven't necessarily followed the stories in that documentary, you know? And this is the first documentary that's true for. Like, I got to see the events unfold, but then I also get to see the culmination movie. So that was a first. So how would I describe that? It's my first time, it's my first movie where I've seen the events unfold and followed it at the time, you know, same day and stuff. And then I get to see, and then I've seen the movie. And I saw the movie the day it came out for the first time. Okay, so yeah. I'm doing okay on time. Do I have something else? I forgot something. I really did. I apologize. The names are less confusing as the players now than they used to. Oh, last movie note, huge movie note. It's a lot of Hungarian language, and it's a very cool film movie. Some of the players speak Hungarian, some speak English, some speak or people interviewed and stuff. Some speak Italian, some speak German, and then the captions are in Hungarian. So it's kind of cool because then, like, I'll be watching somebody speaking Italian or German and the captions are in Hungarian, and I'm like, that's a new viewing experience for me in a good way. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Spectacular. Maybe they'll get Ingebrigtsen to play for them. Jakob Ingebrigtsen. I don't know. There we go. So those are my movie notes. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi. This is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi. I put the name of the movie in the title and in the video description and stuff like that. Happy day and time of viewing to you whenever you're viewing this, and happy place of viewing wherever you're viewing this from.